you and your family.
That was weird, wasn't it?
Can we go ahead and shut the TV off? Okay, but get it done. You set the table, okay?
But they say no.
You ask them, well, why not? This is important to you, right? I'm gonna need your undivided attention because we're talking about something very serious. You know, I've never had anybody say no.
They won't say no.
Boy, you coming up with all kinds of objections today between language and
PTSD, baby. I think we got a nickname for you already.
On the phone, we were supposed to ask them to turn up the phone before
No, we moved to the table.
Yeah,
you did.
I did move to the table. It started on the couch. He was on the couch to the left. I said, "Can we sit at your kitchen table?" And he says, "Nah." And he sits on his couch, and I'm like, "Oh my God!" But we end up writing the apps. I said, "I'm gonna need some room," and we went to the kitchen table. Yeah.
But even if I didn't, I just tell them. I mean, it's true. I can hear there's all this extra sound. Me too. So I say that, and then I say I've lost the hearing, so can you try?
Yeah.
So anyway, you're gonna get to the table, you're gonna get right to it. Now, do I believe in small talk? I do. Okay, but again, you control the situation. We're not gonna sit there, hey, find something to compliment on. I mean, unless you walk into a real dirt bag of a house, and then you're gonna be lying, and let's not do that and get to business and move on. You know what I'm saying? But again, find something that you can compliment them on. So that's the main. Have a little bit of small talk, but guys, you're gonna get right to it. This is what I have out. My bag will be down there, but this is all that I have out. I'll have the lead sheet. I don't take anything out of here yet because Theo and I may not get along. Or Theo may be stubborn, and I'm like, okay, well, that's no problem. I'll fold this up, stick this in there, and I'm gonna head on out the door. See what I'm saying? So again, that's why I'm not going back to what we were saying. It could be 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. So anyway, as I'm sitting there with Theo, when we get into it, say, Theo, I got this request that you filled out, and I know it was important to you. Tell me what was the reason why you filled that out?
I want to
Be difficult. You say, I was just curious.
Yeah, I really don't know much about it, and I was curious.
Now, have you had a family member that passed away, or because Theo, people fill these out for one of three reasons. Either they don't have coverage, they have some but not enough, or they're looking to leave some type of legacy behind. Which one are you?
I would want to leave a legacy.
Okay, so you already have something in place now?
No.
Okay, so basically what we're probably looking at doing all three, or at least 1 and 3. Okay, so let me ask you this. Theo, 60 years old. I'm going to ask her a tough question here. Why have you waited so long?
I didn't know how much it would cost, and
It's like a ventriloquist over here. Say this, Theo.
Well, I'm just trying to make this difficult, so it's not that just it all flows so well. Okay, well.
I have a savings.
I have it in savings.
You have it in.
I have the money in savings.
Oh, do you? Okay. Well, you have it in savings. Theo's got it savings. Yeah. Well, we're going to stay with that, and I'm going to hammer that here in a minute. But you're going to get that a lot. People say, "Well, I have it in savings." Well, do you have any type of long-term care? 99% of them, no. Well, if something were to happen, that's going to eat up your savings. And let me ask you this: is that what you have it in savings for? Is to cover your final expenses? They're going to say, "Well, no, just for emergencies." Well, doesn't it make sense to put something in place that's tax-free that'll go to the person who's going to be taking care of this stuff for you? Think about that. So again, there's ways to handle that. I usually get that. Well, we have this going through the financial inventory. So anyway, getting back to this. So you say that you want to leave a legacy, you don't have any coverage in place, and you thought it was too expensive.
Right.
And here's where this comes in. Well, my job's pretty simple. Okay. I'm what you call a field underwriter. You can say broker if you want. I use field underwriter. One of the things that we do is Family First Life is the name of our underwriting group. We write about $400 million a year underwriting with these different companies. Now, you probably recognize some of these companies like Mutual Omaha,
Yes.
okay, Transamerica, John Han, everybody recognizes Gerber, right? Yeah. I mean, you probably have one, or somebody else has got one for you and you don't even know it. But what we also do mortgage protection, we do life insurance, we do future income planning. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna concentrate on life insurance today. We can look at these other two later on down the road, okay? Now, I don't work for any of these guys, okay? Technically, I work for you, okay? Because I have no loyalty to these guys. We've got about 105 different options. My job is find the best thing that I can for you. We're called the Expedia of coverage. That's a good one to use, guys, by the way. Tell them you're the Expedia coverage. Now, what does that do? It wipes it out. And you can say this going back into it. So your days of shopping for the best deal are over. Now, why do I say that? Because I want to think about it, or I want to shop around, or I just eliminated that I want to shop around. Now, because again, we have over 30 different companies. And then of course I show them if you want to take a picture either side, you're more than welcome to. I kind of skipped that. But again, I emphasize that hard, okay? Because we're the Expedia of when it comes to coverage. Again, we're going to knock out some things that is not going to be an issue down the road, like I want to think about it. Now, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And what I'm going to do again is I break out my financial inventory. Like, so, and again, what I do, and again, guys, use this. Okay. Now, the thing of it is one thing that I would do with Theo is when we talk about she doesn't have any coverage and she wants to leave a legacy. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Well, what does that look like? What type of legacy do you want to leave? You have grandkids?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
How many you got?
3.
3? They live around here?
1.
You're a little slow about that. That's just me, guys. I'm telling you. That's just me. So they live around here?
Yeah, I have 2 that live nearby and then 1 out of state.
Okay. What about kids?
Thanks.
I do have 2 of my kids that live here.
Okay.
And nearby, and then the 1 out of state.
Okay. Now, let me ask you something, because it's great that you got kids close, right? If something were to happen to you, if I showed up today and you had passed away yesterday, who is going to be the one of your kids that's going to be there to pick up the pieces?
I would say my oldest one,
And what's her name?
Maya,
Maya. M-I-A?
M-A-Y.
And one more time?
M-A-Y.
I know MIA would be missing in action, right? And what's her last name?
Anthony.
Anthony. Okay. She married?
No,
Okay. And how many kids does she have?
2.
2. Let's tell me about her. What does she do for a living?
She is a teacher.
Okay. Underpaid, I'm sure, right?
Yes.
Okay. All teachers are.
Yep.
Now, why do I do that? I want to find out as much as I can about Maya. And there's a reason why behind that, because Maya's the one who's going to be picking up the pieces. We don't want to burden Maya with anything of the expenses. She may have to take time off from work. She may have to take time off, get the stuff out of the house. And I'm going to get into that in just a second. That takes time and that takes money. Does that make sense? So again, I'm going to find out, she's a teacher, 2 kids, not married. So she's got a lot of responsibility. And that's the thing you got to remember. If they're out of state, you got to consider that too, because people don't think about that. So the good thing, Maya lives close. So Maya would be the one that would have to take care of your place, right? She's the one that have to get everything out of here.
Yes.
Okay. Be a big job, right? So she's nodding yes, because it's something she never thought about. Okay, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And again, we want to keep building that, because we're not really covering her. We're covering Maya, if you get down to it. So again, I'm going to find out a little bit more about the kids and so on and so forth. And now, are you looking for a regular burial, or are you looking for cremation, or tell me a little bit about that?
I would say a burial.
Okay. Have you taken a look to see what a normal burial in the state of Missouri is?
A rough idea.
Well, let's hear that rough idea.
I heard it could be about $10,000.
Yeah, it's about 12.
Correct.
It's about 12.
Even more than
And it is. Well, the thing people don't understand is funerals go up every 4 years. Why it's 4 years, I have no idea, but every 4 years, funeral costs go up. And you're young, you look like you're in pretty good health, right? So we need to take that into consideration too. And now you said you had how many grandkids? Three. So Maya's got 2. Who's got the other one?
out of state.
Okay. And what's her name?
Veronica.
Veronica. Oh, I'm sure about that. And what's Veronica's last name?
Anderson.
She's got 1. And how old is her child?
She's only 7.
Okay. So now Veronica would probably be the next one in line that would take care of things. Okay, that's the reason why I asked that, because I want to find a beneficiary and I want to find a contingent. And again, so those are the things, because again, she knows she needs life insurance, but it's got to be emotional to the fact that she doesn't want to burden her kids. So let me guess, the last thing you want to do, you want to be able to provide something so that your kids, if something were to happen to you, and unfortunately we're all going to pass away, right? That at that event, your Maya and Veronica can mourn and not have to worry about the expense of it, right? Exactly. Okay, perfect. See, and again, just keep building that over and over again. I'll stay in that lane as long as she wants to stay in that lane. Okay. And again, now you said something about, your grandkids, you got 3 of them. You're looking for maybe leave some for college, or is that something you had?
If I can afford that, that would be amazing.
Okay.
For sure.
Okay. Well, the good news is, like I said, we work with so many different companies. If I can't find the best deal for you, girl, ain't nobody can find it. That makes sense? Why did I say that? Again, because the shopping's done today. Okay. So that's when I was at. So I found out she has no money or no life insurance. Maya's the one who's going to be taking care of it. Veronica is going to be the contingent. And you have a son, you said? No? No. Okay, good. But anyway, three grandkids, because that's and I wouldn't call it ammunition, but that's the information that you need in order to get people to move. Okay. So again, we've gone over the field underwriter. We've gone over the, I say underwriter, you can say broker, whatever you want to do. We're going to shop around. We hit that. And here's where it comes to say, so like I said, my job's pretty simple today. We've got 3 objectives, Theo. We've got 3, and I circle it. Number 1, we got to find something affordable, okay? And we've got to find something that's comfortable. And then most importantly, we got to see what you qualify for, okay? Does that make sense? Now, once we do that, what's going to happen is we're going to submit a request for coverage today, okay? Now, I would approve you today. It was up to me, but it's not, okay? So we're going for pre-approval, okay, today. So as long as we can hit all 3, then we're good, okay? Now, the likelihood of us finding something for you is pretty high, because the reason why we work with so many different companies, the other couples that I was with today, one was Mutual of Omaha, the other one was Transamerica. You may be in somebody with America, and you want the best deal you can find, right?
Right.
And that's what I want to find for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a couple minutes, go over some basic finance questions, couple minutes, go over some basic health questions, and then again, based on what you tell me, and just be honest with me, okay? Just be straight up with me, because this will make it a whole lot easier on us, and we'll speed up the process. We'll put the date down. What are we? 12/15 of 2021. So we're going to start out with just some basic FFL. Okay, and it's Anthony, and you are 60. Okay. Now, do you rent? You own? What do you do here?
I own.
You own. Okay, perfect. And do you know what the value of your house is?
It should be 150.
150. How many more years you got left on?
I have 5 more years.
Oh wow, girl, you got some equity. Good for you. Do you know what your house is worth?
250.
250. Okay, so you got about $100,000 worth of equity. Why do I want to find that out? I want to protect it because it's something she's never thought of before. So you've got 5 years left. And what's your monthly payment? It would be nice to pocket that $900. You know, where you at? Just have a party, right? And do you have any other big expenses like car payments or any big credit card debts? 'Cause we're not gonna count food and electric, that's just normal stuff.
I don't have any credit card debt. That has been paid off. And I just have like car insurance,
Okay. And what does that typically run?
phone bills, stuff like that. That runs 150.
So other than your no car payment?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Payments.
Nobody does.
Yeah.
Unless it's going to you, right?
Right.
900 on your house. Any other big payment out there besides insurance? Food, what would you say? Since it's just you, would it be safe to say $100 a week, or is that probably a little high?
I would say that's about right.
Okay, so about $400, something like that. You know, and again, I go through that, just kind of asking, I want to hit the big stuff, okay? Because again, there's always that, you know, whatever the little fluff stuff is. So let's just say that's 13, 14. Let's say because she's single, she's at $1,700 a month. Now, you working or retired?
I'm retired.
You're retired, okay. So if she's retired, what is your monthly income? With any social security, pension, or anything that you got?
With my pension, I have monthly income would be 1,500.
Okay. What is your social security?
That's 800.
Actually, she would be on social security because she's 60 unless she's receiving a social security from a spouse that passed away or something. So in this case, we're just gonna say it's at 2,300. Okay, so she's at $2,300 a month. Her bills are 1,700, so I'm sitting over here, 23, 17. Have you put anything away in savings?
Yes, I do that monthly and
Okay.
I only put back $50.
Okay, well, so you're doing,
Yeah.
doing better than most. And I tell, the reason why I say that, I say I have a formula that I use. I don't want to, you know, bring coverage up that's not gonna fit in the budget. Because again, what's our goal here? Affordable, and get you qualified. And I make them say that, you know, again, I want them to get involved with this. So anyhow, now you said on the form that you're a non-smoker.
Correct.
Thanks for making my job easy. I appreciate that. Now, are you on any medications right now?
I am on high blood pressure
Okay.
medication.
You on 1 or 2 or 3?
Just
One?
one.
And what's a high blood pressure, metropolol or whatever it's called? That sounds good.
23.
What else?
And then I take depression medication.
Okay. One of those, you know what that's called?
FFL.
Okay.
That's what Brian takes.
Is there anything that you've taken in the last 7 years that you're currently not taking now?
I was taking a different high blood pressure medication.
Okay, so, but you weren't taking 2. You were just taking the 1.
Just the
Okay,
one.
I got you. All right. Now, any surgeries in the last couple of years?
I did have a hip surgery.
Hip replacement or?
Yes.
Okay. Now, guys, hip replacement doesn't really mean anything, but I write it down, okay? And then she told me that she takes high blood pressure. When I get to that over here, I'm gonna ask her what her last reading was. Because why? I don't want her to think, oh, this is gonna be so easy, I'm just gonna improve, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, tell me about your mom and dad. Are they still alive?
No.
Okay. Now, what about mom? What did she pass away from?
She passed away from a heart attack.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. How old was she?
She was 75.
Okay. Well, still a good life then. Okay. And what about your dad?
He passed away on the job. He had an accident.
Oh, how was it?
He was 60.
Yeah, don't hear that. That sucks. And it does suck, just like those 60-some people over there in Mayfield. Guys, you just don't know. I mean, crap can freaking happen. And so the thing about this is her dad died of an accident, okay? And her mom, heart attack. Here's the thing. One thing that you can recommend to her is accidental death attached to the policy that she's going to get, because why? It's important to her because her dad passed away from an accident. Does that make sense? So, and then I'm gonna say, Theo, I'm gonna say a medical condition, and you just tell me yes or no, okay? Any heart attacks?
No.
Okay, perfect. Any strokes?
No.
Okay. Any cancer?
No.
Okay. No stents in the heart? Okay. Any diabetes? Say no, because no metformin, no insulin. Okay. So more. You said you had high blood pressure, and I draw a line just like that. What was your last reading?
108/62.
That's actually really good. 108 over 62. Okay, so it is controlled. Okay, good. Good for you. Really good. That is awesome. Okay. Any lupus
No,
or rheumatoid arthritis?
I do have arthritis. I
Okay.
forgot to mention that.
But is it just, it's not real? Okay.
Regular.
Any asthma or COPD?
No.
Any thyroid issues?
Yep.
Okay. You said you take something for depression. You got that. Any kidney or liver disease?
No.
Okay. So anything else that you want to tell me that maybe that I didn't go over?
No.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, right now, do you have anything that acts like life insurance? Like, I know you have a pension, okay, but anything else? Anything from a former work that may have some work insurance still there?
No, I don't believe so.
Gotcha. So what I'm going to do is, and at that point there, I've got pretty well everything that I need on the financial inventory. So I'm going to basically go over this with her, you know, based on what the information that you told me, Theo. I'm gonna get that right, okay? One of these, but my first, who would you go with? Anybody?
Let's see. What does she have?
She's in pretty good health. She
Yes.
takes one high blood pressure. Now she does take something for depression, so that might trigger something. But I'm glad you brought that up because that's a good one. Now what you can do is get the spelling of the actual prescription, and you can go. I have the guides loaded down on my or on my iPad, and I can look into Americo real quick and see if whatever that prescription is, if it's going to be Eagle Premier or guaranteed. And if it's guaranteed, well, then guess what? I'm probably going to pivot to something else. Okay, does that make sense? Because again, I don't want to bust through something that I know is going to be an automatic kick down to guaranteed. Now you can spend as little time on that. Some people just say, well, I'm going to run Americo no matter what. You can do that because they're going to tell you on the 4th page whether they're going to be approved or not. Okay, does that make sense?
Where could
So-
you go after you've obtained all that information? And we took, that's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
The grid that we went over and we trained on yesterday. And again, you want to start with the biggest illness first. So out of all the illnesses that Theo gave Tim, what would be the biggest illness? We had high blood pressure, we had arthritis, we had depression. What would you think the biggest one is?
Depression. Depends on the medication.
Very good. But you could go either depression or you could go high blood pressure. I would probably go depression because you're talking a psychotropic drug. So I would probably start with the depression and then look and see what the companies say on there and then pivot to high blood pressure. High blood pressure, if it's controlled, 1 or 2 medications, it's not a big deal for the carriers. You get to 3, good luck finding them a carrier. Yeah, if they tell you 3, you can pretty much, you're almost always gonna have to. I had a lady that had 6 the other day. Yes.
Do they care about the kinds of prescriptions? Because like losartan versus.
Depends on what you're taking it for, depends on how many milligrams and how often.
Okay.
Most high blood pressures daily.
And then some of them are how long, like if you were on it starting in your 20s,
Yeah.
sometimes that's hard on some.
Yeah.
Yeah, or they'll
Who's the
probably
most
decline them all.
lenient
Okay.
carrier? I think you guys were.
There's-
It's a far different.
Depends. It just depends on the illness. That's why you use the grid, so you don't have to try to figure all that stuff out.
We work with Lumicon. That's where you guys don't work with them.
No. I don't, hold on one second, I'm recording. Okay.